Do not drink water. Dogs drink water. Camels drink water. Four-legged beasts drink water. Do you know in order to drink water scientifically, you will have to stand on all fours, you have to elongate your neck, and you have to lap the water with your tongue? Your tongue is not even long enough, and it don't have the type of muscles that other mammals have to even lap that water in. In order for you to drink water, you got to close your hands together, do this, you got to do everything but what you can do naturally with it to even drink this water. You getting water in cups and glasses. You weren't born with cups, glasses, and bowls, and none of that other shit. These are utensils that you make for you can assimilate other creatures, for you can start drinking these things, just like you make knives and you make forks because you don't have claws like a carnivore, and you make these knives and these forks but you can claw and rip and tear into flesh, showing you that you were not created to eat flesh. Same thing when it comes to water that comes out of wells and oceans and lakes. You were not made to drink that. If you was, then your neck and your digestive tract would be made a certain way. Your tongue would be elongated a certain way for it can lap and get that water in. Guess what? You ain't got to do that when you're eating your water. See, you're supposed to eat water. You're supposed to chew water. You're not supposed to drink water. Human beings is not a drinking faculty, y'all. If you do not...
I know what's going on. A bunch of fanned out women in the comments, but this one particular is there with her man right behind her. She's reaching out to whoever that is on the stage, and I guess bro is about to call her up. So she peep game. She's like, oh, I'm with my man. So she walks away to make it seem like she's not with him. Oh my goodness, y'all know what's going on. So let's get into it.
What's your name? Make some noise for her one time.
Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Bracha Akodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. And just wanted to speak on a few things, a couple of videos that I came across. One was put up by the brother Arya Khayal, and the other one was a lesson that was done by the elder Manata Zakba. And I was watching the one he did yesterday, and basically you had, I mean, at this point, it's comical, right? You had this individual basically talking about how us as humans were not designed a certain kind of way, and therefore we're not really supposed to drink water. You know, and we're not supposed to like eat meat and stuff like that, but you know, we're supposed to eat our water or chew our water, or however he said it. You know, which I mean, it's got to be one of the dumbest things, you know, that I've ever heard. But it's just what I took from it was that, you know, not dwelling on what he said per se, but the fact that this is the mindset of people today. Like there are people who are actually out there saying these kinds of outlandish, ridiculous things. Only further proves the times that we're living in. Okay, that as the scripture said, in the last days you would have people coming out spewing this kind of madness. You know, and I mean, if you were to go back a couple of, maybe a decade or so, people would say things, but even if they were incorrect, you know, and I'm not trying to give them too much credit here, but even if they were incorrect, like some points made more sense back then than they do now. Now it's just complete, you know, stupidity that comes out of people's mouths. But what makes it worse is It's not just stupid, it's stupid and proud. Like you say the dumbest shit and actually try to back it up with even worse reasoning. And you say it with confidence. That's like the modern generation now. Say the most outlandish, craziest things, and then tell people, hear me out, hear me out. Give an even worse kind of reasoning, and then just say it with courage and boldness. And it's funny because, not funny in a comical way, but funny in a ridiculous way, because people actually are encouraged to do that because they know their audience to some degree. They see somebody else come and say some stupid, madness, and then it goes viral and people go and try it out. And so they think, well, if that'll go viral, what about this? I mean, I'm sure people will fall for this. So in the video, the one clip was a guy talking about how, we're not supposed to drink water. Once again, one of the most, anyway. And he said we're not supposed to eat meat. I think we're not designed that way or whatnot. How do you know how we were designed? Did you design us? No. The designer, the creator himself, gave us an ordinance to keep. One example is the Passover. And on the Passover, you are required to eat meat. Lamb is meat. So the creator, the Most High, is going to say, I designed the human body not to be able to eat meat. We've been eating meat for since like the beginning, and we've been fine. The problems that come are, if you're eating meats in excess or you're not eating the right meats or whatnot. But where in the scriptures was there ever a warning? Where in the dietary laws did it say you can't eat? As a matter of fact, in the dietary laws, it tells you what meats you can eat and which ones you cannot. Once again, it's all it's ridiculous. But it's also, it's okay because it's just further making prophecy more and more evident, letting you know what times that we're living in. So the Most High is going to say, I designed you not to eat meat, but I'm going to tell you that the Passover is coming, which is an ordinance you have to keep. And, you fit the bill and you don't keep the Passover, that's on your ass. What? But he's a God of knowledge. And none other than an Israelite, right? Where else would you hear? I mean, who else would be able to come up with such a meticulously stupid idea? Anyway, let's get this precept real quick, because now everybody just they want to sound deep. Everybody wants to sound smart. Oh, and there was another video that he played, and there was a woman who, she had the courage to go online. I don't know if it was TikTok or some other platform. Does a video saying, did you know that if you saved $1 a day at the end of the year, roughly paraphrasing, you would have $30,000? I'm pretty certain that whatever school she went to would be very disappointed to hear something like that. You're a grown-ass woman telling people that saving $1 a day for a year, you would have $30,000. How many days are in a year? 30,000, bruh. This is this is the world today. This is the world today. Common sense is becoming very rare. It's actually becoming very rare that you would encounter somebody with common sense. And you can look at the behavior of these people, and you sit back and you ask yourself and you say, so you you actually went through with all of this. Nothing clicked in your mind as you were going through with all of this that, this shit don't even make sense. You went through all of this, got messed up, and now you realize that maybe you were getting scammed. Or now you realize that this shit doesn't make sense. But here's the kicker, right? And I definitely recommend going to watch that video. The kicker is the lady says this, and then the video you're watching shows a guy who's watching the lady say it, and he turns around and he chuckles and he's like, wow, she's right. So I don't know what's worse, the shit she's saying or the fact that he's saying she's right. Now, maybe he was joking, maybe he wasn't, I don't know. But I'm sure there's somebody out there who probably went and said it to somebody else. Hey, did you know that if you save $1 a day, you can have $30,000 at the end of the year? Yo, this is crazy, man. But let's get this in the book of Romans, chapter 1, verse 22. And I'm just going to read it in isolation, okay, to make the point, which, as it says here, professing themselves to be wise, they became fools. And in the NLT, it reads, Salaki, claiming to be wise, they instead became utter fools. So that's what they do. They want to give the appearance as though they're like deep and wise. They took the word, once upon a time, the word woke was not referencing, the alphabet community, like that kind of shit. That's not what it was associated with. Okay. Like once upon a time, people would use that term, and really it would refer to sort of like people that are like into conspiracy theories and like that kind of stuff like that. As more and more people started to hear about it more and more, and then eventually they took the term and turned it into something else. But they want to give the appearance as though, I just came up with this new thing and all that. And it's really just vain confidence, because you make yourself look bad. Keep in mind that the internet is, interconnected all around the world today. So you go on video saying this kind of madness, and trying to justify it, okay, that your face, along with that ridiculous comments that you're making, is going all around the world. People here in the U.S. may come on your comment board or on your video and, oh, wow, yeah, I didn't actually know that. Wow, that makes a lot of sense. But people who haven't been dumbed down around the world will see this kind of video, and you know what they're doing? These are the kind of videos they show either their students or their children or their family members or their friends to say, wow, what has the world become? Look at what's going on over there. This so also, highly praised America. This is with all those prestigious schools. People want to come and study abroad. Maybe think twice before doing that. You want to come study abroad? Take a look at what students are leaving these schools, and then see what's going on there. So they're looking at it like, look at this shit. The also great America, and look at what they're producing over there. Because in some of these countries that haven't been too greatly affected by the Babylonianism, okay, of America, they actually their children are raised with more sense in their head than those that are like young adults or even adults here in America. It's almost like people mature late here, and so that's why you can meet a woman that's like 25 or almost 30 and she's behaving like she's 15. And you're wondering what the hell is going on here. Why is a grown ass woman acting so immature? I'm confused. So that's that's not a good look, man. Anyway, let's move on. Anyway, let's move on. This is where are we at? 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 3. And this is the verse right here, right? So knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers walking after their own lust. And, of course, you're going to have people that are going to scoff and scorn and mock against what we're teaching. Okay, but the part that I want to focus on in this verse is walking after their own lusts. Okay, these people will do anything for attention. All right, they're called attention whores. Like they need attention. Yeah, okay, that's what it is. So regardless of what they're actually saying or doing, whether it makes sense or not, they lust after that as the scriptures say, folly is set in great dignity. So if we live in a society where folly is like foolishness, and when you set that in great dignity, it means it's held in high esteem. That is why when you look at people that are revered, for lack of a better word, like that are almost venerated and looked in a high position, these people are like entertainers, comedians, You know, people that like clown themselves to make others laugh. Now, I mean, there's nothing wrong with being genuinely being funny, but there's also a difference, right? Like there's a difference with comedy, which is the person is actually saying something that's funny, like they're cracking jokes that are actually funny and is making you laugh, versus this person making a buffoon out of themselves to make you laugh. You look at those two people differently. Somebody that can make you laugh by cracking funny jokes is genuinely a funny person, but you can take them seriously, right? Versus somebody who acts a fool, who makes themselves a buffoon to make you laugh. It's hard to take somebody like that seriously, because now you're not laughing at their words or their ability to think of things that are funny, but they're a joke. They're not telling jokes, they are the joke. And if they are the joke, how do you take a joke seriously? So when it really comes down to it, you look at some of these people, you like, when you think about them, you just think about laughs and giggles. But guess what? In real life situation, laughs and jokes and that's like, when you look on the scale of necessity, you have food, water, shelter, security. Then you have luxury, which is like comfortability. And then you have like extra luxury, which is like after you're comfortable. Yeah, put it like this, right? Yeah. Here's an example. If all hell broke loose, one of the first few things you'd be looking for is, once again, security, food, shelter, health, like these kinds of things. Now, say you have that. You secure a place and now it's all good. And you're safe. You have food. You're good. The next thing is going to be luxury. Okay, I know now I'm in like this sanctuary city. Everything is all good. But I know I'm surviving now. But now I'm kind of bored. I want something to make me comfortable, to chill. So then the next step is that luxury, and then maybe, as part of that, you may want something like maybe there's still like a functioning DVD or cassette player somewhere, and you found some of Dave Chappelle's old, stand-up comedies or whatnot, and now you want to play that and laugh. But when before you found the food, security, and shelter, was the first thing on your mind Dave Chappelle's stand-up comedy? Hell no. The first thing on your mind was, I need security. I need this. And why am I saying that? I'm saying that to say that if you are, in that position, like a Kevin Hart or whatever it is, and people are like, yeah, they like Kevin Hart. They see him. He's a celebrity. They want to take pictures with him because he's funny. When all hell breaks loose, you're not interested in Kevin Hart because he's funny. Okay? When all hell breaks loose, you have either like a comedian, or you can have, I don't know, maybe a construction worker or somebody who's like, if they were to tell you, pick one of these people to guard you or that you would have as like a survival buddy when all hell broke loose, and they put like Kevin Hart, and then they put like some like trained military expert, survivalist expert. Clearly, if you have any ounce of good judgment, you're not going to pick Kevin Hart. Okay, because yeah, he's funny, according to some. I mean, I personally don't really find him that funny, but that's just my opinion, right? Anyway, he may be funny, but laughter is not what's going to feed you, right? Laughter is not what's going to deliver you, right? But backtracking all the way back to my point, which is folly is setting great dignity. And if folly is what they dignify here, who do you think they're going to look up to as like top dogs? The people who do stupid folly things. That's why the people that go viral are people that, feed into whatever this society upholds. When you live in a society where wisdom is upheld, then the wise men are the ones that are esteemed. You live in a society where, strength is upheld, then the strongest are the ones that are esteemed. If you live in a society where stupidity, folly, and vanity is upheld, guess who's going to be esteemed? So once again, that's why that has emboldened people to get on platforms thinking that it's not about making sense. It's about saying whatever you want to say. And if you can make it sound good, people are dumb enough to run with it. And sadly enough, they are. So they're coming after their own lusts. And a part of that is just saying whatever outlandish things they want to say. That make absolutely no sense. Let me see. I have something over here. I got something for you. Just give me 1 second. Let's find it real quick. All right. 19. Okay, perfect. So now switching gears a little bit to and Lord willing, maybe what I'll do is I'll try to play the clips in the prefix of this video so you can know what I'm talking about. But the other thing I mentioned was that a video that was put up by the brother Ariyah Khayal. And basically in the video you had anyway, you had this guy, he was at this, I think it was an Omar Lay concert by the artist Omar Lay. And this guy was there with what was supposed to be his woman. And, they're together and everything. And as you're watching the video, basically, they explain to you that as this woman perceives that the artist might call her up to the stage, she literally removes herself from her husband, or husband, sorry, but her man, whatever, and completely separates herself from him, goes to the other side to look as though she's single so that she could get called up to the stage. But it gets worse. She gets up on the stage and this guy's hand is on her waist and shit. They go on the stage. It's like this curtain that comes up and covers it. And then the spotlight shines through the curtain. So you see the silhouette, the dark silhouette of like what's happening behind the curtain. She's, dancing on this guy and all this extra shit. And I mean, I guess the guy that she was there with, who's supposed to be the guy that she was there with, is just there in the audience watching the shit. And it's like, okay, all right. So we have adultery, right? That's a thing. Today, let's just call it like cheating, as they call it, right? But you have that, right? And then you just have like blatant disrespect, which is just like, this is the level that society has got on, to where like a woman goes somewhere with her man, literally disrespects and, shames him because that behavior is very shameful. It's embarrassing. Who wouldn't be embarrassed with something like that? But I mean, then again, that's why you have to use wisdom nowadays. Like you shouldn't be with a woman like that. Like, well, you with a woman, you're not really with her then, right? You're not really with her. She's not really with you. I mean, let me put it like that. She's not really with you. And that's like a sure, what they will say today, red flag that lets you know if she's going to do that over a music artist, man, that is not ride or die behavior. That is, she's going to ride something, but she definitely ain't dying with you. Okay. And you know what that is? That's absolutely infuriating behavior. So how do you think the Most High is looking down, at shit like that? And I always say this, which is the crazy part about it is this was just one of almost infinite instances that we just caught on camera, that we just happened to see. And when you look at, like, if you were to categorize situations that were just like this one, there's probably a situation like this going on every couple of seconds in the world. And then there's situations that are far worse than this going on just constantly. So, we may see like one video and we're like, yo, this shit is crazy. And you get pissed off, like, what the hell is wrong with people nowadays? That's one video. What about the Most High, who sees all of these things? Literally, like, you can see all of these things, where all different parts of the world, all different situations happening. How much more infuriating do you think that would be? Especially when, I mean, we're imperfect. We're in the flesh. we can only get so mad. Like, our perception of righteousness is as best as the human mind can make it. It's not even as perfect as the Most High. The scriptures say our righteousness is as a filthy rag. So, like, with our, human sense of righteousness, even we get infuriated seeing shit like this. How much more for, like, the actual perfect being? So that leads me into this, 1 John chapter 5, verse 19. And we know that we are of God, and the whole world lieth in wickedness. And that's why everywhere you turn, thanks to the internet is really, it's really, not just the internet, but like phones, the ability to record and capture all of this. It's there, but it's almost like a mirror where you can just see, or everybody can really see themselves. You can see what's happening all around the world, and it can give you an idea of what direction the world is going in. What's happening here is not just isolated to like your block or your city or your country. This is like the direction generally that the world is going in, and it's wickedness. It's wickedness. And so by the time the Lord makes his return, it will be very apparent why he's coming with that energy to bring destruction. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus chapter 25, verse 23. A wicked woman abateth the courage, maketh an heavy countenance. When you have a heavy countenance, your countenance is like your look, your demeanor, your face. When you have a heavy countenance, that means you're stressed. You're not joyful. And a wounded heart, right? What today they call heartbreak. And your heartbreak is not your actual physical heart. It's really your mind. It says here, a woman that will not comfort her husband in distress maketh weak hands and feeble knees. And you have a whole bunch of wicked women in the world today. Okay, keyword, a whole bunch. But anyway, that's pretty much all I wanted to say on that. So like I said, Lord willing, this was edifying to the elect. I might put those clips in the beginning. Let's see how it goes. But yeah, man, this is all the more reason as to why, we pray that the Lord continues to speed up these days so we don't have to endure this much longer. Okay. But with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha Kodash. And until next time, Shalom.